A week after takedown warnings were sent to a handful of erotic anime games on Steam, Valve has decided on a new policy for the storefront going forward. A policy that's gotten a very mixed reception. As long as they didn't deem it illegal or straight up trolling, Valve would allow every submitted game onto its platform. They say they want to, quote, focus less on trying to police what should be on Steam. I appreciate that this new policy will finally demystify the questions around why certain games make the cut and when others don't. But trolling is still ambiguous enough that they can theoretically keep doing whatever they want. What I don't appreciate is the fundamental misunderstanding Valve seemingly has about Steam. Wording throughout the announcement like, quote, we shouldn't be choosing what content you're allowed to create, and their, quote, belief you have all the right to create and consume the content you choose rubbed me the wrong way. Not because I disagree, on the contrary. I 100% agree that creators should have the freedom to create what they want, offensive or not. But their phrasing implies Steam is the only platform for creators to sell PC games. That's their justification for this new policy, where Valve is basically suggesting that it would be morally wrong to pick and choose what Steam sells. But aside from the fact that their selection process wouldn't act as a final sentence to any game, that's also the exact job of an independent storefront. To be clear, I'm not saying Valve should go on a takedown spree. I'm just saying that they have every right to decide what does or doesn't show up on a platform they privately own. Nordstrom and Macy's aren't stepping on the First Amendment rights of independent t-shirt creators by refusing to sell a shirt with a swastika made of penises on it, and Valve doesn't have a duty-bound obligation to give any game the exposure and support of Steam. It's true that Steam has evolved into the de facto PC games distributor over the last decade, but Amazon fills a similar role, and do you think they sell absolutely everything submitted to them? Policy decisions like this one have led to Steam being flooded with junk, causing many developers and gamers alike to look towards other solutions and options like itch.io. The removal of Steam Greenlight, admittedly a system with its own problems, and the introduction of Steam Direct, for example, sped up the already escalating amount of games being added to Steam. Barring a game entry to Steam isn't the same as oppressing its developers' creative freedom, and Valve needs to stop pretending it is. Burying good games that are truly worth spending your money on under a mountain of achievement spam games, asset flip, and pointlessly offensive trash does significantly more harm to creative expression than turning away a game like ISIS Simulator. I'd rather see Valve add more diverse, hands-on curation to Steam, not less. What any storefront chooses to sell will always have a certain degree of bias to it, but it's still fundamentally that private seller's choice. Valve has chosen to let their store be filled with anything and everything instead of actively elevating games worth your time. Having literally no content regulations is a destructive solution to a problem they've created themselves. It's good that we know where they stand now. I just can't help but be a little disappointed with the spot they picked.